Hi, my name is Kellen Basler, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to use the Coach My Video web application. And I'm going to be teaching you guys the proper mechanics of how to pitch a baseball. And the cool thing about the Coach My Video application, for me as a physical education teacher and as a coach, it allows me to film a student or an athlete and then break the film down and show them what they're doing correctly and also what they need to work on. So now I'm going to show you guys how to use this web application. So once you come into it, you're going to hit Coach. And then what I did is I filmed the student twice. The first time I filmed him was he just got up there and he went without any coaching. And then the second time I filmed him, I had coached the student up and taught him the proper mechanics of how to pitch. And with this, you could either pull the screen up one by one like this, or you can pull up the other film and you can compare and contrast both films at the same time, which is what I'm going to show you guys today. So you're going to click here, and you're going to click on the film. Okay, now we're set. Now what I'm going to teach you guys is basically 4 steps of how to properly pitch a baseball. And the first step that I look for is that the student has proper balance when he brings his knee up, and you want to make sure the knee is almost even with the hip. So on this first video, the one that he went up there without any coaching, you notice that the student's knee is much higher than it should be. It should be almost even with his hips. Now if you go to the one after he had been coached and taught the proper mechanics, you notice that the student does a great job of keeping his leg even with his hips. Okay, so that'd be the first step. The second step that I teach is you want to break the hands over the knees. So on this one, you notice that his hands are back here. What we want to show is that this front hand breaks this way over the knee, and the backhand would break this way over the knee. So after I had taught him the proper mechanics, you can see that the student does it correctly. This front hand comes across the front knee, and this second hand goes behind it. Okay? Now the third step I teach is that I always tell the pitcher that he wants to show the baseball to the center fielder. Okay, you can tell he's doing a good job so far on this one after I'd already taught him. Now on the one that he wasn't taught, you can see he never does that. He never shows the baseball to the center fielder. Now I want to make a few points right here. If you compare and contrast both of these, one of the main points I want to show is you can tell on this one, I always tell my pitchers to have their elbows almost parallel with their shoulders or even with their shoulders. So we always tell them to have that elbow up. Whereas on this one, the first one, you can see that his elbow is way down there, which is going to cause problems with his accuracy. Okay? And the second thing that I want to point out is on the first one, he did do a great job of pointing his toe at the target, as you can see right there. And on the second one, he also does a great job of pointing his toe at the target. Okay? That is the third basic step. So you can erase that by hitting that button. Now the final step of this process is the follow-through, okay, which he does almost a good job on both of them. This one here is the first one without any coaching. He follows through into his finish, and we want him to finish in a fielding position, which he actually does not do right there. Now on the one after I'd coach him, he does a much better job of following through, and what we want to focus on here is when he brings his arm through, it almost looks like he's picking up dirt down there with his hand. And that's what we want to focus on there. So on both of them, he does a pretty good job of following through. And that is basically the main things that I coach when I'm looking at pitching. And this is a pretty simple way of how to use this Coach My Video web application. And that is about it. Thank you.